work for people. I don't work for a company or a district. And I think working for people is what drives me and what makes me excited about my job. So morale is very important. We've been through some crazy times in education the last 5 years. The cuts have been horrific. But we've done it together, and I think that's the absolute key, is that we have an open, honest discussion. We talk about what our goals and objectives are. We set a plan. We then go forward with that plan, and we execute. And sometimes we're going to have some mistakes, we're going to have some errors, and the key thing is how do we recover from that? And it's so important that we build and maintain morale all along. So social activities are very important. And I know it sounds kind of fluffy, but it really matters, I think, that we love our jobs and care about it. So one of the things that I would do is to make sure that we engage in that way and to get spirits high. It's my job to make sure that I provide you with the opportunity to love your job. Thank you.
So, directors and managers. I have had job situations in my life where I had a director, a manager, a supervisor who not only wouldn't listen, but there was nowhere to go to talk to anybody else. I was stuck. I had to put up, shut up, I'm sorry to say, and just deal with it myself. So there's something wrong with that picture when there's no accountability at the top, and that the managers and directors do what they do with abandon, and they've set a tone and a climate of do as I say, not necessarily as I do, and it starts at the top. It starts at the top. So in other words, as the superintendent of the Alameda County Office of Ed, I need to model what I expect people in Alameda County Office of Ed to do. And so there's the accountability piece. There also needs to be a release valve. In other words, if you're working at the Alameda County Office of Ed and you feel like you have no place to go because of relationships, because there's really nobody's going to listen to you, I'm going to give you that opportunity, and I'm going to give it to you anonymously. That's the first step, because you need to be able to voice your opinion. If you feel like there's going to be retribution, there's something wrong with that picture. And then we're going to build trust, and you're going to know what I say I mean. I want to know where the problems are, and this is not punitive, it's not a gotcha, I want to fix it. So that you're happy working here, that this is a place that models what every district should be doing, and that if you're unhappy, tell me why. Let's figure it out, because I've been exactly there, and I know that we can work this out. The other thing I want to tell you is customer service. That's what we're here to do, and the directors and managers need to exemplify that before anybody else.
Thank you. Is this on? Hello? Okay, well, I'm going to speak loudly. I think maybe the battery's out. Yeah. So, managers and directors, I think that it's true. It does start at the top. And my first role is to inspire. Hello? Oh, okay, there we go. Inspire the vision for the people who are leading in the building. And if people aren't leading in the way they need to lead in the building, then that is my role as their manager to take on. So it's true. It's human dynamics. It's relational. And it is about transparency. So it is about people feeling like they have access to you. It is about people feeling like they can be honest with the way in which they're being served or not being served. I would love to count Alameda County Office of Ed as a place where people say, I absolutely love coming to work every day. I love working here. And I think part of that is about listening to what people value and what people prioritize. So one of the things that we've been doing here is having monthly sessions in 2 of our departments where we interact with each other, where we present new concepts, but that people build into that learning. And I think that's essential. I feel like people where people get satisfaction and joy is in having agency, is in having a voice in their own futures and their own jobs and the way things work. So I think that that's important. I think we've begun to build that. I look forward to building that more in the future. Thank you.
Okay, the services with the special ed department and also state and federal reporting. So my first question is, what is your position on the role of the county office regarding oversight of both district and county operated charter schools?
Well, great. Well, as you all know, there's a legal responsibility to go through the process. The county superintendent serves as the secretary of the board. Ultimately, it's the board's responsibility to go through that process of going through the revocation of charters or the granting of charters for those that aren't successful at the district level. And as the board secretary, preparing the staff reports. But you guys know that already. I think the issue really when we talk about charter schools is to make sure they're held accountable just like our public schools. And I know they are public schools, but sometimes they operate a little bit differently. I was here at the board meeting when the conversation came up about the American Indian Charter School. And quite frankly, I was going through the board backup and was quite shocked in some of the behavior that was going on and lack of transparency and the fact that the founder felt it was okay to pay himself $3 million in rent. And it was okay because he disclosed it. That's a problem. That's a problem because these schools are working with children. I mean, the saddest thing is to think about the impact to the students that were in the school at that time that went through the revocation when the charter was pulled. And I know it's going through the courts and we'll see what happens at the state board. But it's so important to provide leadership and guidance and to make sure that those charter schools are held accountable just like our schools throughout the district. So charter schools then, making sure that folks are properly trained, making sure that they have a sound practice within their charter application, and to make sure that they follow the law. I think it's very clear. Thank you.
As far as charter schools are concerned, having been on the board in San Lorenzo for my third term, I remember that when we had gotten an application from KIP to develop a charter school, I have to tell you, it is an exceptional charter school. It is absolutely, they've got a waiting list, there's a lottery that they have to go through. They are doing amazing things with kids, and if you go and visit, I think you will be amazed too. With that said, I wasn't on the board at the time, but their charter was turned down by the board of San Lorenzo because the principal of the school was not required to be certificated or have an administrative credential. Well, that didn't hold water because then through the appeal process, by the time it got to Sacramento, Sacramento said, we don't care. They can do what they want, and that's where the buck stops. So as much as we'd like to think that Alameda County office is the beginning and the end of charters in Alameda County, it's not. And I will tell you that every situation with charters, with all the other schools, there's a good and there's a bad and there's an in-between. And I think we have to take each charter school and every school on the merits of what their plan is, what they're doing for kids. Are they offering a service that is not presently being offered by any other school? You know, I'd love to see a charter come along that says, I'd like to be a charter for special ed students who have exited the public school system at age, 21 or 22, but their parents have no idea what to do because there's been not enough life skill building for them to be able to go out and get a job. That's a huge need. Anybody who wants to start that charter school, bless you. That is something that parents are out there thinking, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So my point is that there's not a one-size-fits-all on this, but we have to be very, very thoughtful and think about each one of these things and consider them and consider all of the ramifications.
So this question is about oversight and charter oversight. And once our board makes the decision as to whether we're going to approve or deny a charter, that charter is ours. We have 7 charters in the Alameda County Office of Education, and we take very seriously our responsibility to hold them accountable, to give them support and